Have you ever been tired of a slow wireless internet connection at your house or place of business? You're sitting there, you're trying to teach a lecture, you need to pull something up online, and you just don't have any signal. You don't know what's going on. It's taking forever to load. Well, it's because you're using wireless. So today, we're going to do something that can help you out if you're having that situation, or if you're setting up a new business and you just want optimization. This is the way to do it. For work, I do this every day. Our clients can't afford to have slow internet connections, and they don't have the time to have slow internet connections. So everything they do is wired. This is a 7-foot patch cable, and typically we're running cables of 150 to 500 feet. And if you're doing that and you're trying to do it through one of these, it's going to cost you about $600 for a cable. So instead, what we do is we take cable that has no connections on it, and we make them. And this is a very simple process. It only requires a few tools and a few steps once you have the knowledge to do it. You're going to need some crimps, a punch down, some wire strippers and snips, and just like my guy Simon over at Multimeter Guide online always recommends Klein tools, I use the same, and it's worked out well for me throughout the course of my career. So what's our first step? Well, you're going to need a wire, you're going to need a couple tools. First thing you're going to do, you're going to take your wire, and you want to make sure you have a nice clean end on it. So we're going to snip it like that. And then we're going to take our wire strippers, and we're just going to undo the end of the wire right here. And we will expose 4 sets of colored cables. We're going to snip this little thread off on the end also. Now with these 4 sets, as is recommended by True Cable and Mr. Don Schultz of True Cable, we're going to go in a T658B orientation. And we'll see what that means here in just a second. So we're going to get all of these wires undone. And we now have our 4 pair into 8 individual wires. And we'll have them colored out orange, blue, green, and then our brown. So B is used generally in the United States. Your A listing, which is just a different color variation, is primarily in Europe and older models. And we're gonna follow a color pattern. We're gonna go orange, white, orange, green, white, then we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna have blue. Then we're gonna have blue, white, green, brown, white, and brown. We fan these out. And we want to get just about a thumb in there. And then we'll take our crimps and we're going to cut these down till we have just over a thumb size left. And this is an RJ45 connection. This is the end that you'll typically see on a pre-made cable. And we're going to stick this in here like so. And we'll make sure it's good and tight. And we'll check all of our color connections on here. As you can see, we're going to be the same: orange, white, orange, green, white, blue, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown. Then we'll take our crimps, struggle to get them in there because we've got them upside down. And then you want to hit that little click. And now this cable is crimped. For sake of time, I went ahead and did the first of this punch down, but this is our last step on here. So we're going to get these 2 wires in their proper same B orientation, aligned with their color on our color chart. And then we'll take our punch down tool and we will punch these wires into their allocated spot. We'll put the cap on it and slide it into what is known as a biscuit box. This is what you'll see hanging out of the wall whenever you're going to plug a cable jack in. We'll put our top one here, And there you go. We can run this a 500 to 600 foot cable. And all it took was about 3 to 4 minutes of putting on some ends. And then we'll take our patch cable, we'll mount this to the wall. Our patch cable goes in like this. And now you have 2 ends to connect to 2 devices. Across the house, on the other side of the apartment complex if you need to. And how do we know that we did it right? How do we know we finished the job? We'll take our Klein cable meter, cable tester. We will insert one end into the receiver, one end into the tester, and we will make sure that everything is good to go. And we have a homemade cable for much less than it would cost you to do it any other way. So stop using wireless internet. Start using wired. Save yourself some money after you buy a couple $100 in tools, and enjoy your day. Audience. And notes on the back of the receipt. Cool.